What up? What up? What up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? Welcome into Deuces, episode 52. This is a Toilets to Titles production. It is Super Bowl week, Waste Management Open week as well. We finally made it to the Super Bowl. So, missed everybody. Been a couple weeks here with vacation and COVID and whatnot, but we're back. And of course, joined as always by Frito Bandito _FF on Twitter. Rich, what's up, buddy?
Nice. Who had COVID?
Me and my wife and my son and my dad.
Oh man, sorry to hear about that, man.
that
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, wait, what happened?
was last week.
Okay, gotcha. No wonder you're quiet. You're under the weather. I get it. Super Bowl week. Excited. A lot of good things going on this week leading up to and everything. A lot of good news is coming out. Not only for our brand, but just a lot of stuff going on in general and stuff with football. Derek Carr going down, supposedly talking with the Saints. Don't know how that's going to turn out. Maybe teaming up with Dennis Allen, but I'm excited to see how that goes. But more important, I'm ready for Super Bowl. I'm ready for some player props and novelty props, man.
Hell yeah. And of course, joined by Abe at MVinFF on the Twitter. How we doing, pal?
Good. Just it just seems like it was yesterday that we were just kind of getting the season going, getting it started for Thursday night football, our first game, and here we are. It's like I've said this before. It's kind of sad for me when we get to Super Bowl week because Monday is always kind of a letdown day because there's no football for a while. But we have some USFL, some XFL this year, so we're going to try that out for a while. But it's Super Bowl week's always fun. I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago that what's my favorite weekend in the playoffs. Super Bowl is a lot of fun. Obviously, we get to see a champion crown. So looking forward to this weekend. Two best teams in football are the number one seeds.
Hell yeah. We should have went out to Scottsdale this weekend. We could have been watching golf for 4 days and then the Super Bowl.
I got a couple buddies that went out there. They're living it up.
I'll actually be there next week on Wednesday and Thursday in Phoenix.
So. Nice. I was looking at you're laughing. I was looking at some XFL rosters. Orlando Guardians. Their third string quarterback is Paxton Lynch. So the Broncos almost had it right. The guy couldn't make it in the NFL or even to be the second stringer on the XFL. So good on him. We'll see if Sean Payton can fix that. So you can find the show on Twitter at Toilets to Titles. You can listen to us Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Facebook, Twitch, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. You will find us. If you're listening to us on YouTube or watching us, please hit that subscribe button and little bell so you know we're going live. There's a ton of off-season content getting ready right now. We're kind of revamping a ton of shows too, even ours. If you're watching on YouTube, we got a nice little overlay that Nino did for us. Dude has been he is so busy. I don't know how he does it all, to be honest. We have a new partnership with College Football Nation. I would name everybody, but I can't remember all their names, which I feel bad about. But KT and Moon, and there's one other guy, and I just forgot his name. That's why I feel bad. But they bring a ton of knowledge to the table. So we're going to kind of have 2 YouTube channels now. Pretty much all the content will be shared throughout everywhere, like our website, toadstyles.com. So check it out there. And we have new production stuff as well that I'm very, very excited about. It's going to be a fun off season. And of course, patreon.com/toilets to titles. It's getting changed as well right now. We switched from a Discord chat to this Gilded chat. We're all getting used to it now, and it's pretty slick, actually. I know Rich and I are both on it. There's a free chat too. If you're interested in that, hit us up. There's more to it than just a random chat. So hit any of us up. We'll help you out, get you lined up. There's a lot of it. What do you like that we're doing? What don't you like?
So from what Moon has said is like, anybody can get in there and just chat with us and everything. And the more active you are and the more involved and stuff like that, you move up into certain levels and everything. So pretty interesting and stuff like that. I mean, I'm loving the way it looks and stuff. It's a lot to get used to and stuff because we got so many rooms in there going on. But man, it's crazy. I like it a lot more.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So like I said, a lot of cool things coming. So, we're pumped that you're along for the ride with us. So, well, let's get into it. It is finally here. The 2 number 1 seeds meeting up Sunday night in Arizona. The Eagles are favored by 1.5. I believe it opened Chiefs -2, right? At some books, I think I was reading. Over under is 51. I'll go first. I like the Chiefs, to be honest. On Tuesday's show, I picked the Chiefs to cover. The more I thought about it, I just don't know. I don't think their offensive line is good enough. That Eagles front seven is phenomenal. And there's just so much depth. They draft guys and then they go get more guys. And there's just so many guys there. I don't think Orlando Brown's like a franchise left tackle like some people act. I just forgot the right tackle's name. I know Creed Humphrey plays well, but I don't think they have enough. I think it'll be a close game, but I just think that at the end of the day that I think that defensive front will be too much for the Chiefs to handle. So I like the Eagles, and I like the over the total of 51. Rich?
Yeah, I am taking the Eagles too. I'm like the -1.5 for the Eagles. You've kind of hit it on the nail with their defensive line, front seven, however you want to call it. The Chiefs' offensive line has held up pretty well throughout the year and everything, but there have been some moments where they haven't. Hence the reason why the ankle injury to Mahomes and everything. So I like Hassan Reddick in this game. I mean, thanks for spotting me out there, sir. But I like Hassan Reddick. That whole line is defensive line is gonna cause some havoc, and it's a good job that it's a good thing that they got 2 weeks to rest. So Mahomes' ankle maybe ain't as bad and stuff like that, but I still see them getting to them. We say the Eagles' defensive front is good, but Chiefs' defensive front is pretty good too. So,
oh yeah, both of them are good. Abe?
I'm going to be the oddball here, and I'm going to go with the Chiefs. If you watch our show, I'm not a fan of the Eagles. I do not like them personally. I think they've been very overrated all year. Besides their division, they've played 2 teams that made the playoffs this year. They've had the easiest schedule ever to get to the Super Bowl. I understand that they've waxed both teams. They won what they've, outscored their opponents in the postseason 69-14. I get that. But it's hard for me to pick against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes when you're going against 2 guys that have, are first time coming into the Super Bowl. So I
can't stand Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I can't stand him either. He's one guy I don't like. And I don't know. I think the Chiefs, the Eagles have a better defense, but I love the coaching of Andy Reid and Mahomes that they've been there before. Whenever Mahomes is on the field, you don't know. I mean, he's so good, and he can do whatever. And I think this 2 weeks is really a big help for him to kind of do what he wants to do and can do again. I mean, he looked pretty good with just having 6 days of rest in the conference championship game. So for him to have another 2 weeks off. I think he's going to be pretty close to 100%. Now, some of the receivers, I don't think are doing that great. I think that they're, we saw some limited time today, but I think the Chiefs are one of those teams that, they're just tough. They're tough to beat. When you have Mahomes and you have Andy Reid, it's tough to beat. And I know that they don't have Tyreek and all that stuff, but you still got Kelsey. So I guess both teams have a Kelsey on their team, but not that we've never heard that over the last 2 weeks, but I'm going with the Chiefs plus 1.5 here. I like the under. I want points.
Come on, Abe. We don't want to watch them score.
I know. I want points, so that's why I'm choosing the under. So that's why I'm picking it. I also know that the officials, the officiating crew, they call a lot of flags.
They lead the league in penalties.
Yeah, they lead the league in penalties. The last 12 games they've done in the postseason, 11 of those 12 have gone under. So that's why I chose the under as well.
And they've leading up to this week, I've been hearing a lot on the radio and everything about how for the Eagles to win this game, they got to utilize their run game and everything, and to keep Mahomes off the field and everything. But what's amazing about it is who has the better receiving core? The Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles do. Yeah.
It blows me away and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I get what they're saying, but when you got a receiving core like they have with the Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, it's like, dude, you want to see them throw them up too and everything. I mean, I know AJ Brown has been quiet. Devontae Smith, he's been getting his. But yeah, they have been all run game, even with the receiving core they have. And you kind of hit on the nail. The Kansas City Chiefs, receivers, injuries left and right. I mean, I think Hardman's not going to be in the game.
He's not playing.
Don't know what to expect from Juju and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
I mean, it's one of those games that I've gone back and forth on this for 10 days. Like, I don't know who's going to win this game. It's going to be a good game. Obviously, 2 number 1 seeds. I think the Eagles just haven't been tested. And one thing about the Eagles is
Packers tested them, Abe.
Yeah, you're right. They put up 30 some on them. So, when you sit back and think about this, the watching Philadelphia play quite a bit this year, they pass and pass and pass in the first
Coming
quarter.
From the person that doesn't like watching the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, I watch all the games. So they throw the ball a ton in the first half, and then they sit there and pound you with running the ball in the second half. When they've been down, which is very, very rare this year with Hurts on the field, they haven't been that great, and it's only been one a game or two, so it's not very often. But if the Chiefs get out to a lead here, I think you're going to see the Eagles being a little bit of unfamiliar territory. And if that's opposite, where the Eagles get out to a lead, I think Mahomes and Andy Reid and Kelsey, those guys kind of, they can strive from that. So there's not much it's going to face, that Mahomes or Reid or those guys are going to be like, whoa, this is too much. But at the same time, I don't know if that's the case, if that's on the other side. I personally think the Eagles win the first half and the Chiefs win the game. That's another bet that I didn't put on here, but it's something to look at. I think it was like 7-1 when I saw it. So,
hey, what are you watching above you?
Basketball, Lakers.
Oh, not St. Mary's, huh?
No, that's over here to the left. No, I'm watching. I got some bets going on the Bucks and Lakers game. It's at halftime now, so
nice. Well, tons of prop bets. I didn't list a whole bunch just because you could go on for literally till the Super Bowl started, probably talking about different ones. I literally think the one I like the most that I've been on for like 3 or 4 days that I keep looking, that I can't believe it hasn't really changed much, but Kenny Gainwell over 19.5 rushing yards. He was by far the best looking running back for the Eagles. I think against the Niners, he looks twice as fast as Miles Sanders. He looks really good. So I like that over 19.5. Like I said, there's 40 other ones you could do, but I kind of saved some other ones for later. So that's what I do my research on. Go ahead, Ed.
I'll go next because I have 40 of them on here.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a ton of them. I like Kenny G also. I like over his rushing. I look over his receiving yards, and I like over his combination of rushing and receiving, which is sitting at 34.5. I think that's only going to rise. This coaching staff loves Kenny Gainwell. That's their guy. That's their running back that they didn't inherit. He's their only running back they did not inherit as a coaching staff. So
he's a lot better than the one that they did inherit.
And he looks really good in the postseason. Usually he gets a lot of his rushes when they go, when they're winning games. But he's just a guy that's so explosive that he can do things outside, which is where I think they have a little bit of an advantage. So I like his over receiving. You said his over his rushing. I like that a lot. I like the combination over his rushing and receiving. A couple of bets to look at that I think will definitely go up before Sunday is Goddard over 4.5 receptions. He's been over 5 every game that's been meaningful. And even against San Francisco, when it wasn't meaningful, he had 5 catches. He's kind of their go-to guy to move the sticks. You have Brown, you have Devonta Smith, but they trust Goddard. Goddard is kind of the guy that kind of makes them tick and go. So this number is at 4.5 receptions. I think it's minus 125 or something right now. Don't be surprised if that gets to 5.5 before kickoff on Sunday. So if you want some value, go ahead and take Goddard over 4.5 receptions. Excuse me. I also like, for the exact same reason, I like Kelsey over 6.5 receptions. He's minus like 150 on that right now. That will get above 7 before Sunday. So if you think Kelsey gets 7 catches, that's another good one to play.
Jason Kelsey gets 7 catches?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. With this little Uzi dance. I like that. So
that'd be awesome.
Yes. Devonta Smith, he's played really well. He's been over 61 yards in like 8 straight games. So he's another guy to take a look at. I like AJ Brown a lot in this game because he's so big and he's tough to defend and all those things. He has not been the guy. I think he's kind of going to be like Odell a little bit in last year's Super Bowl where, hey, let's get him involved early. Let's keep him in the game. But Devonta Smith has been very, very smooth and good, and he's gone over 60 receiving yards in like 8 straight meaningful games. So then a couple of random ones that I kind of like if you want something that's, just kind of take a quick hitter at something. Justin Watson over 14.5 receiving yards. Kansas City's going to have to look elsewhere for a couple guys. And this has been kind of Mahomes' scramble guy that he throws to. He trusts him. He didn't play in the AFC Conference Championship game. He catches one ball. He's getting that 15 receiving yards. Same thing for Quez Watkins. Has not caught a ball this postseason, but he's definitely going to have to. He's definitely going to have to be involved. This game, you would think that this game is going to, be very meaningful and some points scored. So, and then I like Jalen Hurts to score. This guy scores in a lot of games. I really like him to score. So I have a lot of player props out here. Most of them are overs. Oh, I do have one under. Juju Smith-Schuster under 37.5 receiving yards. Not a fan of Juju. He's been playing less and less. I did see today, right after I put this on here, actually, I saw that if he plays 50% of the snaps in the Super Bowl, he gets a $1 million bonus. So even if he does that, he's a little banged up. Even if he does that, I don't know if he catches. He's not. I'm just not impressed by him. So that's my one under. And I hate betting unders. I bet an under on this basketball game I'm watching, and I'm getting screwed because of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, out of all 40 player props you got, you missed one. You missed it.
I went back
you
to
pulled
it.
it out at the end and everything.
Yeah.
So you stole my thunder there. My props, because of the fact that Abe had over 40, I had him really go dig deep to really pull some out of the hat here. Mahomes over 38.5 passing attempts. I think he's going to have to throw a lot in this game. There was a player prop on there, like what's going to be the biggest lead in the game? It's like 14.5. I was really close to taking that and taking the over. And if that does, I feel like it's going to be the Eagles that get out to an early lead, and Mahomes is going to have to be throwing a lot to come back in this game and everything. So that's one reason why I like that player prop. I also got Mahomes' first pass thrown. It's going to be completed. It's going to be over 10.5 yards. It always seems like, they come out. He wants to try to go for a deep bomb to Kelsey. Not so much deep bomb, but always gets Kelsey down in the middle somewhere right there. So I like that a lot. I like this one, the race to rush 20 yards. So basically, who's the first running back, quarterback, anybody that's going to get to 20 yards first? I picked Mahomes at plus 2,800 after his ankle and everything.
His ankle never hurt.
I know, but I'm just saying, wouldn't that be for him to start out just to kind of prove a point, to go out and get some rushing yards and everything? I think he gets the 20 yards first before everybody else.
His rushing total over is 19.5. So bet that too. The little double whammy there.
That'd be a great storyline for the NFL while they're talking on the Super Bowl. I love that.
I just kind of figured that, I liked when I saw that, because at first I was thinking, well, Jalen Hurts is too easy of a bet. I think he was like plus 800, but I went with the one was plus 2,800. So I did like that one a lot. Hassan Reddick over 3.5 tackles and assists. It's plus 110. I went back and looked. His last 11 games. Out of the last 11, he only had 2 games where he was under that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So, very active and stuff like that. When you got that kind of line, you can't just focus just on one person and everything. So he the last 2 games, I think he has 5 sacks in the last 2 games in the playoffs and everything. He's been tearing it up.
I got 2 more defensive ones. CJGJ, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson over 5.5 tackles, stud, and Nick Bolton over 10.5 tackles. He's the leader for the Kansas City defense. So, Mahomes' ankle's fine. If his ankle was actually hurt, it would have been like Bengals -9 last weekend or 2 weeks ago, not 1 or 1.5. He's fine. He never was hurt. I don't think he was, anyways. All right, these are the good bets. These is what everybody came for, the good stuff. You guys got. I'll do one, then you guys can go or whatever. I don't care how. I guess. So the first one I noticed. I like this. The winner of the coin toss, whoever wins the coin toss, they're going to lose the football game. It's pretty much even money, minus 104. The last 8 coin toss winners have lost the Super Bowl. So, you can kind of use that to your advantage too. If you watch who wins it, and then bet the money line of their team. So, I like that one a lot. I think that's a good one. Especially because the last 8, you can go the other way too. I guess whatever you want to do. This one, I said it last year, and actually it was wrong because Evan McPherson blasted one through the end zone. But the opening kickoff will not be a touchback. They'll return it because generally it doesn't even get kicked into the end zone. But it's plus money right now, plus 124. That's pretty good odds for that. 18 out of the last 21 Super Bowls, the kickoff has not been a touchback. So another, pretty easy one there, I think. And I think McAfee always has said too, like it's a brand new ball, never gets messed with like the rest of the kicking balls do. They kick it off and then it goes right to the Hall of Fame. So we'll see. Hopefully it's right this year instead of backwards like it was last time. This one I saw, and I don't know how this is plus money. It said either team to score 3 unanswered touchdowns or to score 3 unanswered times. I'm not sure how no is plus money. I don't see that happening. That a team, I guess if something happens, they kick 3 field goals in a row or something. But Rich, you're muted.
I said that should be easy money.
I mean, to me, it is.
That doesn't make sense.
No, and the last one I like too is longest touchdown scored over 1.5 yards. That's plus 150. So just hope that nobody scores a 1-yard rush or pass. So I like those 4. Those are all pretty fun.
Yeah. So I have a couple of these that I like. I have over 10.5 penalties. Like I mentioned, this officiating crew likes to throw the flag. Both these teams average about 6 penalties a game. So over 10.5 penalties is what I have. There's another one I didn't put on here, but over 6.5 punts. That could be it also because of penalties where you get a first down, then they, call you for holding and move you back and you get to punt the ball. I didn't look at that, but that was something to keep in mind because this officiating crew also. Then one that I really kind of like, more than 2.5 players to throw a pass is plus 150. Both these coaches are willing to take some chances and some risks. Both of these quarterbacks have been banged up towards the end of the season. You never know what's going to happen. Andy Reid's going to have something up his sleeve. Sirianni's going to have something up his sleeve. The Philly special, whatever it is, there's always something that's kind of crazy that happens, whether it's a fake punt throw, whether, Mahomes gets hurt or whether Gardner Minshew comes in. You never know. At plus 150, I actually kind of like that. I don't, it's not as you don't see a lot during the regular season, but when you're trying to do something, when you're pulling out every single stop to get a first down or maybe even a score, Kadarius Toney, guess what? Played quarterback, for a long time in his career. If he can stay on the field, that guy can sling the ball. He's been doing a lot of jet sweep options. And I guarantee you that has been all a setup for something that's crazy towards a play that they really need, where they can do something like that, where he does a jet sweep and stops and throws one to whoever it may be. But so I kind of like that play. It's odd. It's not something we think about because we're used to the regular season. You don't see very often, but it is plus 150, so it's something to keep an eye on as well. So those are my 2 kind of other Super Bowl bets.
So I was listening to the radio as I was driving to work this morning, and it was funny because they were talking about a player prop. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I couldn't get the true. But who? Okay, so Rory McIlroy, more birdies or Travis Kelce receptions in the game?
Oh, well, I'm watching the golf right now, and Rory's not in the top 5, so I would say probably go Travis Kelce. I don't know how Rory played today.
Well, it would be I'm assuming based off the conversation they were having.
It'd be Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got based off today, though. It's 4 days worth of golf. What if he doesn't make the cut?
Well, then you better bet on the Kelce.
I'll find it for you right now.
So real quick, while you're looking that up, my other bets is last scoring play of the game is going to be a field goal. It's plus 210. I feel like it's going to come down to a field goal when it's all said and done. Eagles kicking that field goal too. Points scored in the first 5 minutes of the game plus 175. I think that's a slam dunk. I think I see the Eagles doing like a long like 14 play drive, but in the fourth quarter to keep freaking Chiefs off the field. But Man, I think it's going to come out quick in the first quarter and everything. I think there's going to be some quick scores. I like that one a lot. And then total rushing TDs between both teams is over 2.5 rushing touchdowns. I'm taking that at plus 125.
I can't find that. They had cross sport stuff, but it was NBA and NHL and shit nobody cares about. By the way, these teams are really shitty on special teams too. So that punt return that Sky Moore did against the Bengals, like 30 yards, was their longest special teams play of the year. So be careful betting special teams prop bets because they're the 31st and 32nd ranked teams. So, or you could go the other way because their special teams fucking sucks and maybe it'll work out for you. Who do you think scores the first touchdown? Now, I thought about doing it two ways where you could have like one for each team, which maybe we could just say are the ones for the other team. But Rich, go first. Who do you think scoring the first touchdown?
Miles Sanders. It seems like he's always scoring the first touchdown for the Eagles and everything. Start at the beginning of the game. I don't see anything changing on that. It's like he's the early down back for the game, and then they close out with Kenneth Gainwell. So I like Miles Sanders scoring the first score plus 700.
Abe?
Gosh, I went back and forth on this. I wanted to pick AJ Brown, and then Nate already had.
He didn't say long shot.
By the time I got on here, sorry Nate to kind of steal your thunder, but AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts were my first two initial thoughts on this. Jalen Brown's going to want to go out, especially now that Mahomes just got named MVP. He's going to want to go out and show out and ball out. But my pick is Kadarius Toney. If he can stay on the field, I think the Chiefs know, we may not have him for very long, and the Eagles are going to key off Kelsey as much as possible, at least to start the game, which might free up Kadarius Toney. So, it's 18-1. It's a long shot to do it. But they do go to him a lot in the red zone. So that's my first touchdown is kind of a long shot play, but I like Kadarius Toney at 18-1. If I were to be a little bit more conservative, I would probably say Jalen Hurts.
I like AJ Brown, first touchdown, 9-1, big guy. I'm hoping the Eagles win the coin toss. They get the ball first. AJ Brown scores. Eagles lose. It's easy as that, right?
Yeah.
I like Rich's eighth here. We're talking about the color of the Gatorade, that we're going to dump on Andy Reid after the game. They didn't have red. That was what I was going to pick, but apparently they don't want. It's not going to be red.
I saw red on here. Hold on, it was on a different side. It was on a different side. I saw red's odds. Hold on,
I already put orange down. I like orange Gatorade better than red Gatorade, anyways.
That's what it was last time. It was orange for
red was 5.5.
Oh well, yeah, hell with that. I'd take orange plus 280. Abe?
This one is a combination of yellow, lime, and green at plus 175. If it's green for the Eagles, if it's or lime for the Eagles, or if it's yellow for the Chiefs, plus 175. Big Andy Reid might, if he wins this game, he might get a Gatorade bath, and then he might be done. So
he's not retiring. There is no way.
I don't know. So it depends on how those cheeseburgers treat him in the offseason.
He can go open up a Waffle House.
Yeah,
so I am yellow, lime, and green plus 175.
I am going none. It's plus 1,200. And that's actually I think at the last 20 Super Bowls, there's like 5 colors. I think orange leads it with 5 times. I think lemon lime was like 4. Then you had some 3, and none was actually 2 times. Guess who was the teams that did it?
The Eagles and the Chiefs.
Patriots. Bill Belichick, he's before the game said, you better not throw no damn.
I thought you were going to say that they dumped like waffles out of the Gatorade cooler all over him or something.
Nah, Belichick, man, he tells the team, I don't want no damn Gatorade on me, so don't freaking throw no damn Gatorade on me when we win the Super Bowl.
You're not riding the plane home if you dump Gatorade on me is what he said.
There you go. But the reason why I'm saying none and stuff like that, look, the Chiefs have been there. They've been there, done that. Hey, let's be professional about it and stuff like that. He's already got a Gatorade bath, so let's just go out and celebrate and stuff like that. And he's still gonna be there. They're gonna try to win some couple more. He ain't going nowhere.
No. Best bet of the night here. Rihanna's opening song. I'm pumped for Rihanna, by the way. I like Rihanna. Gabe, go. Are you gonna sing it for us?
No, I'm not.
Please do.
So I have "Don't Stop the Music." Kind of one of her songs.
I don't know that song. Can you take?
No, I don't. You have to look.
We can't sing it on here because it's copyright infringement. We can't let him do that. He's that good.
Yep. It's kind of one of her songs. That's kind of a banger to start. It's a lot of her other songs kind of start out a little slower. And so when you're coming out for the halftime show, you want to get the crowd involved immediately. So I have "Don't Stop the Music" as the opening halftime song. And I haven't been looking for this. Tuffy sent me some odds for it, but they're not in America. So I don't know. I don't know what those odds are. I don't know where you found your odds. Did you?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
I might saw it pulled up. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, so let me paint this scenario here. Big year, a lot of stuff going on and everything. Chad Boswell, I can't pronounce his name, passed away this past year. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever just came out, not within the past month and a half, 2 months. And Rhianna's song in there, "Lift Me Up." It's what everybody's talking about. Lights go down in the stadium, shining light down, just her by herself, starting out slow with this song, just hyping everybody up. And then it goes into fast, and that's when you start getting all this dancing going and everything, and you close out strong with "We Found Love" and so on and everything. But I think they start out with this song right here just as a remembrance for what happened. And look, Black Panther, man, just recently came out. That's what she's starting out with.
Rich, I literally have no idea what Black Panther is besides some movie that I've never seen.
You're not a big Marvel fan. I've heard that.
I don't either. Hey, one thing to think about with this, if you do see these odds, another one that's probably a long shot is Stay. They've said if you're doing the Super Bowl halftime show, your opening set in your most recent tour is the number one song that you come out of the halftime show with, and that's "Stay." And I don't know who's done the research on this.
Nope.
But I have seen that, and I've seen all that stuff. So "Stay" is not a song that is one of her most popular songs, and I don't know what the odds would be on it. But if you do get an option to see this, and "Stay" is a long shot, might as well throw a little bit of money on it, because that has happened in a lot, and it's happened in the last 4 Super Bowls. The halftime performer, they stick to their same set, at least to start. They do the first song as what they've done recently, and hers is "Stay" currently.
So this website, Diamonds +220, "Don't Stop the Music" +245, "We Found Love" +350, "Lift Me Up" is +430. So we're all in a row there. I actually thought about doing "Umbrella" because that was one of our classic bangers, and then or "Cheers." That's 10-1 is for that one. So
yeah.
Or "Live Your Life," but that would only be cool if T.I. came out, and I don't think she'll let Top Back be played at the Super Bowl.
No, is "Stay" on there for odds?
Yeah, no, it's not on there at all, and because "Live Your Life" and that "Bitch Better Have My Money" is 15-1. That's the longest they have.
Yeah, that one. There's no one that way coming out.
Let's be honest, it's going to be tough to top last year's halftime show. Last year's halftime
it was fucking awesome. Can you imagine if T.I. came out there and sang "Top Back"? That'd be fucking sweet.
Yes.
That won't happen, though. And I can't find the odds for the national anthem. I'm not very happy. FanDuel says they have them. You can bet on it in the state of Illinois, and there's only 2 states. But I'm taking the over. So, because it's going to be some honky-tonk bullshit long thing.
You love country music.
I love it. So good. All right. Super Bowl MVP. This I kind of bounce around here. The first one is not, I don't think would.
I love it. I love this pick for you.
I mean, if he has a big game, and their defense is obviously going to be a massive part of the win if the Eagles do win. But it's Hassan Reddick. He's +30, 34-1. Why not? And then of course Jalen Hurts, him and Mahomes are both +130. Whatever team wins, it's going to be Hurts or Mahomes.
Yeah, and actually, if you're betting the money line, that's a way to do it. I mean, because the money lines are both going to be negative or even money. So if you're
plus money today.
if you want to bet, but then Mahomes is like plus 190. So you're going to get better odds if you place the Super Bowl MVP instead of actually the team winning. So if you want to take that chance or risk, but yeah, those are good ones.
On FanDuel, Hurts and Mahomes are both plus 130. Chiefs are plus 104 on the money line.
Okay, yeah, so you get a little bit more.
So pretty much here.
Yeah. I'll go next. My Super Bowl MVP is going to be Travis Kelce. This dude is balling. He's been, him and his brother have been in a lot of, the limelight. Kelce had, their first postseason game, had 14 catches. Their wide receivers are banged up. I heard they have a sickness going through the Chiefs right now. Chris Jones said he's not feeling good. I don't know if that's true or if it's gamesmanship. I don't know what the hell it is. But there's one person that's going to ball out in a big game. It's Travis Kelce. Now, people tell me all the time, like, well, if you're going to pick Kelce, then it's going to go to Mahomes, because Mahomes is actually throwing it to him. He's going to be throwing to other people also. I don't know if he is. I don't know how many more options he has. So if Kelce comes out and gets 10 or 12 catches for 100 in a tutty or two, like, he's got to be the MVP. So I have Kelce at 16-1. The odds when I was thinking about this before I looked at the odds, I thought obviously the quarterbacks would be around 2 each, plus 200 each, or below, and obviously they both are. And then I thought Kelce would be probably the next choice, and I thought he'd be 7-1. So when I saw 16-1, I was like, whoa, I got to pick this because he's one guy that can take over a game. We've seen it last year, against the Bills. We've seen it, in their first postseason game this year. He's a beast. I mean, he's the guy. He's had a lot of attention on him and his brother this week. So people are obviously going to have an eye on him. So I actually like Kelce at 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. It's a long shot, but it's he's one of the best players on the field. So
yeah, and they easily say you just said it is if Kelce is in the candidate, that means Mahomes is throwing to him, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true and stuff like that.
Got
But
out there.
if Kelce is getting 12 to 15 receptions in this game, not only does Mahomes throw to, but everybody knows that's where the ball is going to, and it reiterates more why Kelce should win it, because the fact that he is getting himself open. Mahomes ain't the one that's getting him open. Kelce is getting himself open based off of scheme and everything, but still, what he does out on the field and everything to get open, to get that many targets and receptions, knowing that everybody knows that's where the ball is going to because of injuries to the receiving core and just how downplay they are and everything. So, yeah, easily Kelce. I like that one a lot. The more you say it and the more I think about it. But since you already picked it, I'm going for an easy one. Hurts. I'm picking the Eagles to win. I feel like this is going to be Hurts' game, so I'm picking him to win.
Yeah, he wants his own MVP, even though it's not the same. So, good try, pal. Long shots. We didn't hit any. Nobody hit one all year. But, yeah, you know what? This is the time. We say it every week. Maybe not.
This is the time. I'm doing it this week with mine. Damn it.
I didn't know it was called that. So that's neat. I learned something today.
I don't know what it is.
I'll explain it.
Rich, you go first. Go first, and you can enlighten him.
All right. So normally Abe is the one that is enlightening us because he is our tutor on verbiage, however you want to say, verbology, whatever you call it. But I am taking the octopus at plus 1,400. Abe, you know what that is?
No, I have no idea what the hell that is.
I thought it was something with where you're like in hockey where they throw octopus on the
ice. That's exactly what I thought too. Like, so we're gonna throw that shit on the field?
Yeah, so octopus in football is when the person that scores the touchdown right after that also scores the 2-point conversion. The same person scores both of them. Oh. That is an octopus in the NFL.
I don't know why they would even call it that, but whatever.
I don't know either. And everything, but that is what an octopus is for the NFL. And I can see that happening in this game with Kelce scoring the touchdown and him getting the 2-point conversion. Plus 1,400. Let's do it. Long shot, baby.
So I got a question for you. Obviously, this is all new to me. And what else is new to me is scoregami. Like, do you guys know what that is?
Huh? Yeah, I know what scoregami is.
Scoregami is like a score that has never happened. Now, is that correct. This postseason, or is it the entire season, or is it of every Super Bowl? Like, I don't know what that is. It just I've seen the bet, and I'm like, it doesn't really clarify if it's for.
I'm sure there's one for regular season. and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's a total separate one just for the Super Bowl alone and everything.
Scoregami's like ever, I think. And there's also ones that are bets are you can bet, will there be the same score this Super Bowl that has been as a previous Super Bowl? I saw that bet too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm learning so much on this show. Like octopus, scoregami, I don't know what the hell it is.
There you go.
So my long shot bets, I have Mahomes to score. You know, kind of like what we talked about, what Rich talked about earlier with Mahomes going out and getting the first 20 rushing yards. This is something that actually J-Rob, who just commented, and Kendall and I were in a group text about like after the Super Bowl ended. Kendall sent us a message about something about Mahomes scoring a touchdown. And I thought, you know what, the NFL would absolutely love that. You know, him to rush one in. I mean, it would be perfect for them to talk about, hey, this guy's his ankle's not good. You know, as much as the announcers love talking about these quarterbacks, to have a motive and say, oh my gosh, can you believe that Travis Kelce, who did not run in the AFC Conference Championship because of his ankle, now we're seeing him out here in the Super Bowl and he's out here scoring, getting a rushing touchdown. So he's plus 470 to score a touchdown. Another person I didn't put on here that to kind of keep an eye on it is CEH. He's active for this game. Mm-hmm. Will he get the ball? I have no idea. Like their running game, they just mess with people. Andy Reid messed with people.
Pacheco, he's a fucking hammer.
Yeah, Pacheco is really, he's running the ball really good. McKinnon was really good going into the postseason. He's been kind of quiet since. What the hell is he going to do with CH? Is he going to come out and get the ball?
Ronald Jones Day.
Like, yeah, Ronald Jones. Yeah, we saw a little bit of him in the first game. So it's one of those things. But I like Mahomes to score a touchdown, rushing touchdown. And then my second long shot bet is a really, really big long shot. I have Hurts and Mahomes to both score a rushing touchdown. And then Kadarius Toney to score a touchdown. That's 50-1 for those three guys to score. Put $10 down on those guys. Those running backs might, Hurts sneaks them in. He runs them in like crazy. I like Mahomes to score a touchdown. I said earlier, Toney might get the first touchdown. He might try to get him involved early. So to get all three of those guys to score at 50-1, that is an absolute long shot. But hey, that's why we're here, to put some money on some long shots.
My long shot, I was going to do an easy one. I was going to be like, Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Kelsey to score. But I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Kadarius Toney, Kenny Gainwell, and Sky Moore all to score. 205-1. I believe Sky Moore to score first. The first touchdown of the game is like 2,400-1. We talked about on Tuesday night. So
hey, throw Boston Scott in there too. You should just do it just for the hell of it.
I'm not trying to make it impossible. And they're not playing the Giants.
Giants, yeah, I was going to say.
He scored last game.
I started him in the playoff league because he's against the Giants and he scored.
You know what? I might if I didn't live in the state of Oklahoma, I would have put some money on that one right there, Nate.
Boston Scott to score or my long shot?
Your long shot. I like that one.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, that does it for now. We got some things in the works. Oh, Rich, go ahead.
All right, we didn't.
I need a long shot.
What's the final score? What's the final score?
I said 31-30. Yes, Tuesday.
31-30.
Yeah, I'm taking that 48-45.
48-45 Eagles. Okay, I am doing 31-28 Eagles.
Big scoring game.
What's that?
I want a lot of touchdowns.
I do too because I got a lot of players in the finals for our playoff leagues, and I'm in the top 5. So
I'm gonna catch you.
I'm trying to catch Emmett. Go ahead.
My final score is going to be, because I bet the under, I'm going to say 24-23 Chiefs, and the Eagles go for 2 to win the game, and they don't get it on a sneak.
And Nick Bolton fucking cracks him up the middle.
Jalen Hurts trying to be a superhero, and he sneaks and gets stuck for the first time in a while.
Cool. Hell yeah. Right on. Well, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for everything we got going on. Yep. Cheers. We'll definitely be back probably sooner than later. Check the channel out. Check our YouTube out. That's what I just said. And our Twitter at Total Styles. Check out the website, totalstyles.com. Any questions, hit us up. DMs are always open. And we'll see y'all soon. Keep staying positive and testing negative.